in a Muslim land for about 5 years. She's been Muslim for 5 years. She's been in a Muslim land for about 4 years. Her father recently came to visit them. It was a good visit, get some presents. He's interested in Islam, maybe historically or for other reasons, scientifically. But she's finding it difficult to convince him. She wants to know some advice. She says, I'm not very knowledgeable like the rest of us. She wants to know, how do we go about on the step of giving a dawah really to our parents?
Okay. Well, alhamdulillah that Allah Azza wa Jal has guided you to Islam. But isn't it a little bit too long for 5 years and you've not acquired the sufficient amount of knowledge to call others to Islam? Wouldn't you be sad if no one called you to Islam and you did not accept Islam on the Day of Judgment? So how would they feel? Now, your father is your own flesh and blood, and indeed he's the dearest person to your heart, and you should focus and try your very best and go out of your way to convince him and invite him to Islam. Having said that, you should also focus on your own self by teaching yourself, by learning, by acquiring the proper books, by asking questions to people of knowledge so that you can gain a lot of knowledge about your religion. Now, first of all, the sister has to focus on the issues that she liked in Islam and called her to revert to Islam. So this is the common ground between her and her father. Second of all, the best manifestation of Islam is your own actions. So if you practice Islam properly, people would have no excuse other than to like what you're doing and to like the transformation that took place between you 6 years ago and you at present. You should also supplicate during your sujood, because Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, he was a companion of the Prophet ﷺ, but his mother would not accept Islam. On the contrary, whenever she saw him, she cursed the Prophet, she slandered Islam, she said every bad thing she knew about the Muslims. And Abu Hurairah used to try and try and try, and at the end he went to the Prophet ﷺ crying. So the Prophet asked him, what's wrong? He told him, my mother, she's saying so many bad things about Islam, and I want you to become a Muslim. The Prophet raised his hands and said, oh Allah, guide Abu Hurairah's mother to Islam. He went to her house, he heard the sound of water, and she said, stay where you are, don't enter. And when he entered the house, she said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. The prayer was answered. So supplicate as much as you can for the sake of your father that Allah Azza wa Jal may guide him to Islam. And there's nothing wrong in giving him books that would be acceptable to him. So if he's interested in science, give him books that talks about science and Islam. If he's interested in history, give him the same, and so on.
Jazakallah khair. Okay.